Good morning. Let's go for a walk. So morning, I've shown you guys the beach area. You can see it's pretty sunny today, so I'll probably, don't know what kind of birds that is. I'll probably have to get rid of this hoodie shortly. But we're just gonna cross the road to the beach and then we're gonna start a different walk today. Right, so you're all familiar with this part. This is where I usually start my walks. That's where all the arcades are. I'm not sure if you can see it because of the sun, but instead of walking this way today, we're gonna head in the opposite direction. And I wanna show you guys a nature trail. I mean, that said, I still love walking along the beach and I do this nearly every morning. And it's really, really, really peaceful. I mean, the ground is clean, the place is clean. A lot of people say bad things about Lowestoft, but look, where's the dirt? Where does it look like shit? You know, this is nicer than London. This is nicer than a lot of places in the UK. It's clean. The pavements are clean. There is nothing wrong with Lowestoft. Well, there's nothing wrong with this side of Lowestoft. So this is NR33, and when you cross the bridge, you enter NR32, and yeah, it is a bit of a zombie apocalypse, but it's not that bad. Anyway, I'm gonna put on some music for a bit, and I'll start recording again as I get near the nature trail. I don't think I've shown you Lowestoft train station before. Well, that's it zoomed out. That's it at normal zoom. And it's probably not easy to see because of the sun. But yeah, there's a train station. That's where all the trains are. And we've got to walk this road to the end before we can start the nature trail. So Denmark Road is a pretty long road, but we'll get there. This is considered normal driving in Lowestoft. How are you going to park your car like that? Look, and just leave it all mesh up at the side of the road. This place is fucked, man. This is the thing with NR33 versus NR32. Like I said, once you get onto this side, you start to enter the zombie apocalypse, which is more prevalent along the high street. But if I took this right, for example, we'd enter it as well. I'm just going to keep going forward for a while. Then I think I'll turn right on Rotterdam Road, just to avoid some of it. And then we should be near the nature trail. So this is the start of the nature trail. Let me turn off noise cancelling. Let me stop and start again. Okay, this is noise cancelling off, and hopefully you'll be able to hear the wildlife. I love this walk. I haven't done this for years. So I used to live on this side of the bridge, and I'd do this walk with when I had the dog. And as I said, I've always shown people the sunny side. I've shown everyone the beach, but I haven't shown you these old nature trails along Lowestoft. I'll just stop filming for a sec. There's someone coming. Morning. Can I say hello to baby, or is he Hey, Pudding and little baby. See if I can get him on camera. I used to do this walk with my dog ages ago. Look, now I've gone for his good bit. That's what they do. Without thinking, they just turn and get you to scratch their ass. Yeah. How old is he?
10 months.
Nice. What's his name?
Odin.
Odin. There's another Odin on this side of Lowestoft as well, but he's a German Shepherd.
Oh, yes.
I used to walk with, what's his name? God, what's his name? I can't remember the guy. Davy Quadlin. Now I remember. Yeah. And he's got one called Odin. Hey, baby, I'm going to let you enjoy your walk. No, because now you're going to make me do all that. Yeah. Have a good day. Take care, guys. Yeah, this is definitely the nicer trail. And let me just zoom out a bit. This is definitely a nicer trail because I've been walking from my place to here and I've been sweating the entire way. All I'm wearing is a t-shirt and trackies, and it's too much. I needed shorts. It said it was only 9 degrees. It said between 9 and 11 degrees when I asked Google. But for some reason, the sun is insane in Lowestoft. It always has been. So when I open my curtains in the morning, the heating has to be off all during winter. If I leave the heating on, and my heating has 3 settings, I leave it on 1. But if I leave it on 1 and go for a walk and come back, the place is scorching. But yeah, this part of the trail isn't that interesting, so I'll get a bit further along and just show you a few more spots on the way. This is like a big loop of Lowestoft. So I'm walking up towards the A12. from this point. This is just a straight road that takes you up to a main road where you can turn right and go to Lowestoft, which we'll do, or you can turn left and head towards Great Yarmouth. So the A12 is like your main road that connects everything, and the A12 ends here and goes all the way back to Bethnal Green. So you can go all through Essex. It's just one road from London to here. I can hear the birds through my earbuds and shit. That sounds really cool. Anyway, I'll stop filming for a sec. If you are into nature, if you're into the outdoors, like Lowestoft is actually a nice place. I went to Norwich on Tuesday, and I was back in Norwich yesterday working, and I tried to walk around the city on Tuesday, and everybody looked over caffeinated. It's like everybody just looked like zombies, and they were all on edge and they were all rushing everywhere. I think I prefer, now I'm older, I think I prefer the flow of Suffolk. But I love Norfolk. Norfolk has got the best roads. We've got some sick roads to drive in Suffolk as well, but Norfolk has got sick roads, man. If you're into cars and driving, it's basically like living at the Nürburgring. You've got B roads where you are free to drive. Free. There are spots where people drive like idiots and get caught, but there are places where you are actually, you're basically allowed to drive, because the only person you're going to kill is yourself if you go out on like 5 a.m, 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. There's someone coming towards me. I'll just stop filming for a sec. There's an estate over here to the left. And then if you take this right, it will take you back to Rotterdam Road, which is the main road that brings you here. And that would take you back to where I used to live, on this side of Lowestoft. But we'll continue up the trail. I'll just stop filming as somebody comes. So from this section, we head up just past the college. There's a college building on the right. I'll try and zoom in just there. They've got a really nice music studio in there, and I want to get in their studio, but because of their rules and bullshit, I need to send them an email again, because I've had a tour of the college and I don't want to go to college. I just want to go in there to use their setup. Like, they've got a big room, they've got the speakers, the full studio thing. In fact, I'm going to send them an email today and speak to them about possibly renting it out. I mean, I'd gladly pay if I've got walk-in access to a music studio. I forgot to bring a flannel for my sweaty head. I forgot to bring tissues to blow my nose. So I haven't phlegmed anywhere. I've not been disgusting yet. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this walk. And like I said, I used to do this with Dickhead, the staffy that we had. I used to do this walk all the time. And then there's a longer walk that I'm preparing for. So this is probably going to be my longest walk since moving back to Lowestoft in 2024. And my longest walk covers everywhere. It covers Alton Broad, Normanston Park, Pakefield, Lowestoft Beach, and this area as well. It's an insane walk, and yeah, we'll have to do that in another video. I just find all of this so peaceful. Unfortunately, someone's loitered, but there's not a bin near me. If not, I'd put it in. I always clear up the rubbish outside where I live. Me and the neighbours always clean up the rubbish and stuff just to keep the place nice. I love all of this. And there's the college campus on the right hand side. It's a really modern building. Like, Lowestoft is actually cool. I don't know why everyone slags off Lowestoft. Everyone's got something bad to say about this place. There's another walk down here. I'm sure there's a trail down there if I remember. There's like an older part where you can go down and it's all cobbly. I'm sure there's a bit down here where you can walk. Let's have a look. Here, maybe? Oh, no. God, that's just sludge. I remember there were like stairs and you could go, I think it was here, where you could go down and continue the walk. Yeah, see, there were some steps. Let me zoom back in. Here are some steps, but it's been fenced off. It might not be safe to go down there anymore. But there used to be another bit where it was really old down this section, and then you'd cut off the, I think this is the college entrance. Can't even remember. Yeah, you can get into the college that way. Anyway, let's continue the walk. See, like here, for example, I've just left a tunnel. So there's a tunnel here. You've got some stairs, you've got another path, and another path. There are so many extra ways you can travel along this bit. But yeah, I'm going to follow this all the way up to the Deans. I think it's called the Deans. It's like a school, and that's the A12. So that's the road. Like I said, you'll turn left and it will take you to Great Yarmouth, and you'll turn right and it will go back to Lowestoft. And we're going to go back towards Lowestoft. The memorial park should be open as well, so we should be able to have a little nosy in the memorial park as well. The sun is really bright today. But yeah, if you were here for a weekend, if you're here for a week, there are so many. I mean, I'm active. I like walking. I've always loved walking. People in Dubai thought I was crazy because around lunchtime I'd say, oh, I'm going out for a walk. Whereas most people in Dubai hide from the sun. They just don't like the sun. Apart from the lifeguards at the swimming pools and gyms, they'd be outside and they'd sit under the tanning bed thing under the shade. Whereas I'd remove the shade and bask in direct sunlight. I'm an outdoor person, but yeah, everybody, the guys from England, people from Russia, the actual Arabs, the modern Arabs that are there, they just all thought I was crazy because I just enjoy being outside. It's crazy, I've got my earbuds in, but I can still hear the birds, so it must be pretty loud. In between my talking, I might increase the volume just to give greater emphasis on the sound of the nature, but I'm not sure, it'll probably be okay. Right, there's water dripping here, so I might get wet, or it's a little bit slippery. We've got another set of stairs to the left. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a funny shaped walking person. There's another set of stairs that'll take us up. It says Great Eastern Linear Park, Town Centre, blah, blah, blah. I've never been up that way, so we might give it a try next time. And I'm now walking towards someone, so I'll stop recording just so they're not in the video. Right, so we're now reaching the end of this trail. So we're heading up. I just saw a bus go past, so we're near the A12. Once we get to the top, we'll turn right and we'll head along the main road. So we'll head along Yarmouth Road and eventually we'll cross one of the, I've forgotten the name of it, one of the scores, and we'll head into the memorial park because I haven't shown anybody this. Like I said, I haven't shown anyone this side of Lowestoft, but you've got Lowestoft Beach. Across the road from where I am, you've got Corton Beach. If you carry on this way, you've got Hopton Beach, then Galston Beach, then Great Yarmouth Beach. The whole area is full of beaches, but today was about this little walk, and I've really enjoyed it, just being outside around nature. I don't get this on the beach end. So yeah, here, now we're at the end, and I'll do a right and then we'll continue. And we will end up walking back through town. So we'll end up walking through the high street and then back over the bridge, and then I'll be home again, jump in the shower, and then I have a remapping customer. I think he's visiting any time between sort of 11:30 and 12:30 today. But yeah, nice day so far. This is the main road and it isn't very interesting, so I'm going to listen to some more music for a bit. I've got my earbuds in, like I said, so I'm going to put my music back on and I'll start recording again when we get near. There's a hut that I can see in the distance, but you probably can't see it. But once I get over there across the road, I'll start recording. I thought this was a memorial park. It's called Bellevue Park. Lowestoft's first public park. You probably can't see any of this. I've got an old man staring at me because this is what they do. I've had it a bit this morning, but it's not been that bad. Yeah, and this is what I call the Memorial Park. So as we get over to the end, they've got some, what are they called? I can't remember. I'll have to remember. One sec, I'll pause as someone walking towards. Yeah, so at the end of this park, facing out to sea, they've got some cannons. Let me zoom out so we can get a bit more of this park. And again, this is all Lowestoft. I did just stop filming because there was a lady walking towards me, but she was cool. The first dog I saw, I didn't get to film, but I love dogs so much. Now I'm learning how this bridge works. There's a bridge here. It's a bridge that I mentioned that goes over the Score, and I've never walked it. But now I can see how to get there. Instead of coming the way I came in, I should have walked down the road, and then I could have come across this bridge. Let's have a quick nosy. Opened the 29th of August, 1887. Being the second anniversary of the grant of a Charter of Incorporation to the Borough of Lowestoft. And it's got something else on the other side. This bridge was presented in commemoration of the Jubilee of the reign of Her Most Gracious Majesty Queen Victoria by William Youngman Esquire, the first Mayor of Lowestoft. Let's have a quick nosy at this bridge. Now, I used to be scared of heights, and I think I still am, but I'm not as bad as I used to be. I think it's age. With age, you get less scared of stuff, but I used to be really bad for heights. Really, really bad. I felt my legs a little bit, but I must have gotten over it. One sec, someone riding past. So I try not to record people without their permission. Let me turn the camera around. But yeah, we've made it to the spot. So we've made it to the end of this park where the cannons are. I couldn't remember the name of what they were called. My brain got squashed when I spent so much time trying to learn German. So also learning engine software tuning, that's another language. Also learning to play the piano, reading music, that's another language. And I'm filling my head up with so much crap. Have a look at these. Not sure how well you can see that. I think I better turn the camera around. Here are the cannons I was talking about. I was told they were pointing towards Germany, but that's yet to be proven. There's another one there. The Falklands War. The 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, Private David Allen Parr. I'm assuming this is his gravestone. Grabstein. Only because it's piled up like that. And here's another memorial. I'm not going to read all of them. But yeah, apparently these are pointed towards Germany. And here's their mast. Let's zoom out. So that's for the Royal Naval Patrol, and it's got all their names on there in commemoration of who gave their lives. Lowestoft has got history, and over there's the beach. So if I walked down one of the scores and scores and went onto Watload Road, I'd be heading straight back to where I live in a straight line, and I'd just follow it and I'd end up back at home. But yeah, nice park. Oh, baby doggy. Nice park. I'm so glad I've stopped sweating. I was sweating really badly when I came out. I think it's because I rush in the mornings. I sort of rushed to get out, and I really wanted to do that trail, so I was walking really fast to get there. But yeah, beautiful day. Beautiful sunny day. I'm not sure what the weather is. I don't know what the temperature is, what it really is. But I'm wearing a t-shirt, and it's the beginning of March, and it's really nice. And I'm not even walking fast. I'm just enjoying the air and the weather and the space. And I think a lot of humans miss out on this. They miss out by being forced into a system where every day they're rushing around and panicking, and they have to rush to get to work, they have to rush to pay bills, they have to rush to do everything. I'm going to start recording again, but I'm going to turn on noise cancelling just because of the vehicles. yeah, as I was saying, I think a lot of people lose their dream, they lose their goal, they lose their joy for life. And at 44 years old, I had to say to myself, I would rather not own a car. I would rather not own anything expensive, but be free. I want to be able to wake up and decide what I do. I had this thought yesterday, I wanted to do this walk, and I got a message from a customer, so I had to go to Norwich and work, which I'm happy to do. I love working when work comes in. But I also believe there should be balance. There should be balance. I should be able to wake up and decide what I want to do for a day. And this is what I want for all of humanity. We've got AI now. You know, we've got robots that can do tasks. If somebody employed me and asked me to be a receptionist today, I would create an app. So let's say I was working from home and I was a receptionist for a company. I would create an app that mimics my voice, and it would even reply to the boss. If the boss called me, they would think they were talking to me. This is where we're at now. I'm learning from people in China. I'm learning from people in Russia. I'm learning from people from India who live in Dubai, who have these tech companies set up. And let's say your boss called you right now. You could be outside walking, vlogging, enjoying your life, eating pizza in a pub, but they would see you sat at your desk in your house answering calls. We need to, I don't know, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of humans that aren't enjoying life. There are a lot of people, when I walk around, they look depressed, they don't look happy, they're not having a nice time. But you've got one life, this is your planet, you're meant to enjoy yourself, not be worried about paying bills. So if I can share that with a few people, find a job where you don't have to work every day. Find yourself a source of income and promote that source of income. For example, I create and sell music. So yes, businesses contact me for music, for advertising, but there are people who don't make music that are interested in what I do. That's why I sell earbuds. It brings them into my world. It was just another idea to say, well, I create music. I'm so into music. This phone is full of albums, full albums in full CD quality. I don't stream. I'm so strict with music. And what was I going to say? Yeah, for people who admire that or who are interested in that, they are genuinely interested or excited by how I experience sound. These are my customers. The people who contact me and buy earbuds like what I'm doing. You know, they do talk to me about the music I make, but for them to enjoy their own music or whatever they listen to, I've now given them an avenue at a decent price. We've now entered the old high street, so I'll flip the camera around. This is the old half of Lowestoft. So this is the part of the high street that I come to visit the laundrette. I'll just stop filming, I'm walking past somebody. Yeah, so here are all the old buildings, and similar to Norwich in Ipswich, I prefer the older buildings and how they look, so I do prefer this side. It's also pretty cool as well, it's blocked the sun. To the right, further ahead where that clock is, that's the old town hall. But I love all these old buildings. Some of them are really, really, really old. Some of them look like they're falling over. And I'm glad I've used noise cancelling because I can feel the wind blowing right now. But yeah, this is the old part, so there aren't many people here. As I said, I only visit this end when I go to the laundrette, and the girls in there are really nice. In fact, one of them messaged me on Facebook. I need to see what they've sent, because my neighbour has been doing my washing recently. We all help each other out in that building. I love it. I love it, man. If the guy underneath me, if he needs something from the shop, or the guy downstairs at number 2, I'll go for him because he's old. I'm like, look, I'll do it. Uncle Sid's Zero Waste Store. Oh, there's a computer shop here, or there was. Looks like it's closed. Oh, they're closed until the 4th of March. There's loads of little quirky businesses along this side. There's a building on the left, I can't remember what this is, but it used to have some writing on the front. If I zoom in, there's some text on the door, but I'm not going to see that from here. Istanbul Chef, I used to visit. Oh wow, it's closed. Damn. I remember going in there and calling my friend in Turkey, and then he spoke to him because I wanted him to say their food is good. That's another business. This is an abandoned building. I mean, the government could open that. That could be a spot for homeless people. That's an abandoned building. That's a waste of space. That could be used for something better. Post office. Thai massage. I have no idea was here. So it's just as well I've walked this morning. No, I don't want to get people in the video, so I'll put the camera down. I don't want to annoy you guys and get you in my YouTube nonsense. Okay. Have a good day. So yeah, all these buildings along here are pretty old. But again, that's what I like. Here's a laundrette coming up on the right hand side. If you've got clothes, or if you just can't be bothered doing a load of washing, give it to these girls. They're so cool. They'll do it same day, or you can collect it the next day. Really, really nice girls that work in there. Really, really friendly. It's more like a pub when you go in there. Everyone's just talking, chatting and having fun. Like a community spot, more than just a laundrette. Then you get your hairdressers and stuff that I'm not really interested in, but they're here. That clock might need fixing. We might have to save the clock tower, like in Back to the Future. See, all these things should be repaired. The government should maybe take an interest. Lister's Guitars, there's a guitar shop. Personal training studio, I haven't seen it. Wow, it's a small gym, that's cool. I haven't even seen that before. Our boxing school, whenever I walk past it, there's usually always people inside in the ring boxing, but not right now. Mark G Seafood, I've not seen that before. Let's let this guy go past. Bird's Eye down there to the left. And there's just a couple more quirky stores. Here, Kermit Cycles. It isn't really a cycle shop, it's a cafe. And they've got there's a piano in there that I've played previously. But the piano in that cafe isn't the same as the piano in the Hatfield Hotel. They got the most beautiful piano. They've got a big Yamaha that I think is in one of my YouTube videos. Hairdressers, hairdressers, hairdressers. And then once we get down to the high street, we will re-enter the zombie apocalypse and past loads of vape shops and shit. Atlantic Fish Bar's good, but the best chip shop in Lowestoft is the Chippy on London Road South, and that's because I said so, and that's it. What else have we got along? Oh, we got Spice Den coming up on the left. The best Indian restaurant. Wow. Yeah, the best Indian restaurant. Spice Den is on the same level as Shere Khan restaurant. You've got all these little scores, these old little ways to get down to the beach. There's loads of them. I should have been showing them to you. Yeah, these guys are incredible, man. They got the best food, and it's like Shere Khan restaurant at Star City. Couple closed and abandoned shops. And as I said, as you walk down this entire old high street, every few steps to the left you get a score. So one Christmas I walked all of these with my dog just to wear his legs out, and they all lead down to the beach. But we're now at the end of the high street. We'll join the normal high street and then we'll be back at home. Right, so now we're back on the normal high street. There's a pub there called The Welcome. And here we go. This is where all the shops start. But I'm not really interested in them. I was only really walking for the scenic walk. But yeah, this is the side that I don't usually come to unless I have to. It's not that bad, but it's just not. It hasn't been fully developed yet. That's the nicer way to say it. The seafront's being done up, up Pakefield End's all nice, but the high street will be the last part that they sort out and make look nice. It's not that bad, but it's not the best. Anatar is the best shop along the high street. If you smoke weeds, that is, but I go in there for my incense sticks and stuff because I don't smoke. But if you need Rizzler and papers and accessories and ancillaries and grinders and all that stuff, like all the stuff you can get in Amsterdam, you can get it from there. Sleeping seagulls, they just chill with us now. They don't even fly away anymore. One thing I have noticed on the high street that I've just noticed, I can smell the sea air already. So after doing that nature trail, I've just really smelt that salty sea air. So we're getting back towards the beach, and in a straight line, we end up back at my apartment where I live along the seafront. I've got to do a little bit of shopping while I'm here, and I've just spotted Marks and Spencer, and I need macaroni, so let's go in. Yeah. One thing to add about Lowestoft, a lot of people look miserable, as if like their lives are about to end. It's just like really grumpy looks on their faces. It's a shame, because it is a nice place, but like their look, there's just this look on it. Not all of them, but as I get to the high street, a lot of people look woebegone. They look really miserable. Marks and Spencer got the best shit. Right, B&M done, Marks and Spencer done, and then straight from here, it's straight all the way home. So cross the bridge, then I'll be back along the beach. And then if anyone wants to train, I did put a thing on Instagram, seeing if anyone wants to do a workout along the beach, which I doubt they will. But yeah, this part I generally avoid, but it's all good. So now we're back at the train station. So that was the long road that I took down to start the nature trail. And then from here, as I said, just cross the bridge and then I'll be back home. So as I said, there's nothing wrong with Lowestoft. Lowestoft itself is nice. I'm only apprehensive about the high street because so many people look miserable. Like the sun's out there and this place is nice. It's not a bad place. Like they've built all new stuff along the seafront. Like I said, the training area. They built a new basketball court. I was just talking to the girl in Marks and Spencer about that. I can hear a seagull going crazy. But yeah, it's not a bad spot. It's not a bad spot. If you're visiting, come and visit in the summer or visit now. Like the weather's nice. It's actually cool. I'm going to get home, throw myself in the shower, and I'll be wearing shorts for the rest of the day. I may even grab a book and sit along the seafront and just continue reading one of my books that I need to get through. Like the sun's out. Here they're doing some work in the middle. They have like a water display. There's their obelisk that I moaned about on, I think I moaned about it on Instagram a few weeks ago, because the obelisk is sun worship, which is their real god. They don't really believe in the God of the Bible. And then up ahead, there's Triton, one of their other gods. Because I've said this, outwardly people say, oh, come to our churches. But inwardly, their real gods are Loki, Thor, Odin, Zeus. That's why it's in all their movies. You know, the real heroes, the men of renown, the men of old, the fallen angels, the Nephilim, that's who they are. That's who their real gods are. Hence that sun worship. But I'm going off, that's got nothing to do with the walk. But yeah, we're now back along the main seafront. There's obviously some work being done along the high street. Along the seafront. But this is beautiful, man. I can see the sun glistening on the waves. See if I can zoom in to out there. That is beautiful. How can anyone knock this place? It's a nice place. I'll zoom out again. There's nothing wrong with Lowestoft. It's clean. As I said at the beginning, the paved areas are clean and maintained. Like, you've got to respect this place. It's nice. Yeah, there's a few junkies on the high street. So what? It doesn't matter. This place is fucking beautiful. Like, I'm not in any rush to go anywhere else. I'm old, I've lived my life, and I'm enjoying resting here. And I'll rest here until I die, to be honest. I'll still visit Germany, I'll still travel, but I'm happy here. This is peaceful. As said before, if anybody wants to train, here's my spot. I'll be out here most of the summer. And again, this was built recently, so this is all new and free. There's some other pull-up bars there just ahead to see if I can zoom in. There's some more pull-up bars there. And further along at the end are the basketball courts just opposite KFC. So everything I want is here. I've got nice walks. I've got somewhere to train. I've got the Hatfield Hotel if I want to play a real grand piano. KFC I hardly ever go to, and I thought I would, but I'm not using it as much as I would, which is good. I'm cooking food at home and eating at home. Someone else is vlogging, I think, or recording just to the left. But as I said, all of this is beautiful. It's nice. It's nice. I can't complain. So here's the Hatfield Hotel, where I visit to play their piano, and they're really, really nice in there. She said any day, the last time I was in there, the lady said anytime I want to go in there and play the piano, as long as it's not on a Saturday, I can just turn up and use it to practice, which is really nice. There's KFC, which is basically across the road from where I live. Everything is in close vicinity. The Chippy, my favourite chip shop, walk straight, turn left, and it will be behind this Travelodge building, lodge, whatever it's called. And now we're heading back onto my road. Really was a nice walk. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Right, I'm going to have a very late breakfast, and then I'm going to go across the road and play arcades in the pier. I also got myself a new selfie camera. I'm actually taking the YouTube thing seriously, so this just turned up from China, and yeah, I'll give it a test in a little while. I've just finished remapping this car after my nice long walk, and now I'm going to go and play arcades across the road along the seafront. See, 1 o'clock and I'm done for the day. I don't even know if this is on. Yeah, it is on. Yeah, 1 o'clock and I'm done for the day. Nice long walk, so I've had my exercise. I've tuned the car, so I've done my work for the day. And I've just finished playing arcades in that building behind me. Now I'm going to go home and chill out.